Commissioner Erickson, I'd like to ask you that same question now, but respond from the county side if you would. I would be delighted to. Since many programs like law enforcement are funded by grants, how do you plan to sustain those programs when the grants expire?
I would say at this point, we're probably able to sustain the current service package we have right now. Anything above and beyond that, I guess it's a different set of conversations. And I agree with the mayor, and I think I said earlier, a good package of government services is a partner with a good active business community. We have currently, I believe, one sheriff's officer for every 946 citizens. That's a little bit more favorable than most counties, but recognizing that you have a lot of water to drive around, that may add some additional obstacles. I do believe we can maintain our current package. We had planned with the Sheriff's Department when we got some of the federal, American Recovery and Reinvestment Act monies a few years ago. We had a plan when we took those monies to sustain that, and I believe that that is something that we're capable of doing at this point. If this community wants government to grow, and I'm not sure they do, and I'm not sure I do, then that's a different conversation. The counties at this point, and certainly this county, is not asking for any new taxing capacity. I don't anticipate any new taxes being asked. We are asking for some additional flexibility. We'd like to be able, and I think we've reached an agreement with the realtors about using some of the real estate excise tax to fund, at least on an interim basis, some of our parks operations. So that frees up a little bit more of our general government capacity to fund law enforcement and the prosecutor's office and the courts.
Okay, one last question. This one comes from the audience, and it's for you, Commissioner Hupp. What's the status of the fairground repairs and the fair?
I think I just covered that. If whoever asked the question, if I can be more specific, if you can be more specific in the question.
Basically, I'm from Marna Lodge. We're very big on Oyster Fest and the fair for raising money. And let's face it, the fairgrounds, the status, it's a shambles just about. When you've got water pipes and sewer lines that are collapsing, when we're in tents, you know, it's...
Okay, all right. I would invite you to come back to us with specifics on where you found problems. We're as responsive to that as we can possibly be, given that the inheritance of those facilities was not planned. We wound up in a situation where we could have done exactly what the Federal Aviation Administration demanded that we do when the county dropped their lease on that property. The FAA demanded that we level all of those buildings immediately. We resisted that. We stepped in with a modification of the budget in order to accommodate what we were able to accommodate last year. We spent about $50,000 that was not in the budget to bring those facilities up to a state that was usable. We tore a couple of the buildings down. We'll continue to work in that direction as we have money available to do that. But I'll tell you quite frankly, what we intend to do is recoup that $50,000 in the next 3 years in order to be not in the red on that operation. Because it is not the responsibility of the small taxing district, the port district, to cover that expectation for all the taxpayers of the county. It's a load that shouldn't be there. Now, having said that, on the negative side, on the positive side, we're going to do everything in our power to make those facilities available to the point that this community can capitalize on the opportunity for Oyster Fest, for the fair, and anything else that folks want to do out there. But there is no intent at this point to carry that operation beyond December of 2013, when the FAA has said the door will close on it. So if that's being too blunt, I'm sorry, but that's the way it is.
Because a lot of that information had never really gotten out to a number of organizations. So we were real curious.
Thank you for asking your question in more detail, and thank you for responding in more detail. That was great. And I just want to stop it right there and say thanks to our distinguished panel.